It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, Hoops fans. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny, the Jet, the champion, Smith, and Shaquille, the Diesel, the champion several times, O'Neal. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Lakers as they go up against the Jazz out in Salt Lake City. Well, for Utah, it's been sort of a middle-of-the-road start to the season for them as they sit at 5-5 through 10 games. We'll see what side of 500 they wind up on after tonight. With the new year getting ramped up, teams just getting into the swing of things. Kenny, some major storylines already brewing. What are you seeing out there?
Well, you know, the rosters aren't coming together yet, and it's still early. It's still tough to figure it out. But then there's a lot of teams that's just off the radar right now, but they've been impressive. So I think that it's too early to tell. You know, too early to tell to give those ELNs.
Are you going to give me an answer?
I can't give you these ELNs, these Ernie-like numbers yet. It's too early.
Well, I see emerging young guns. You know, I see a couple veterans now hitting the wall, physically getting up there in age. But I got to agree with Kenny, Ernie. It's too early to tell.
Jeez, I'm sorry I asked. Time to tip it off. Here's Kevin Harlan.
You asked too early.
The Utah Jazz have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend the home court here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. Good game here. We'll get this road trip started confidently for the Lakers. Well, it's been an improvement this year over last season. They made a lot of adjustments, and happy to see that they translate into some tangible results.
You know, for Los Angeles, they talked a lot in the preseason about how they wanted to bounce back from last year's disappointment. So far, they look to be on track to do just that.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, Luke Walton played 10 seasons in the NBA, but it wasn't until near the end in 2011 that he started to consider coaching. Walton says, "I never thought about it until I hurt my back." Now, while he was out of action, Phil Jackson invited him to sit in on the coaches' meetings. Walton said, "I realized that I like that side of the game." And Kevin, he succeeded Phil Jackson as head coach of the Lakers. Back to you.
It definitely did, David. He won titles when he played for the Lakers. Now he'll try to bring that winning mindset back to L.A. And a couple of big-time pivots going head-to-head tonight, Doris. Looking at the NBA right now, how has that center position evolved on both ends of the floor?
Well, it seems to me that increasingly, unless you're a shot maker from the perimeter, you can't find time on an NBA floor. So certainly they've become more perimeter-oriented. The ability to at least make a mid-range jump shot helps the spacing on the floor. And then obviously on the defensive end, Kevin, the more valuable you are is based on can you switch and pick and roll situations, guard a variety of positions, say 3, 4, 5, and if necessary in an absolute pickle, can you stay with a guard if you've got to switch a pick and roll between a big and a small.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. The lengthy pair of KCP and Ingram on the wings. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Ball. And it's Kuzma in a power forward position. Hood gets the bucket.
Well, you love to see Rodney Hood finish in the face of that contact. How about the grit on that move?
And Rodney Hood selected with the 23rd pick in the 2014 draft by Utah. What a great pickup for the Jazz. Wow.
Well, we're talking about a 6'8" shooting guard with a high skill level. And when Rodney Hood is aggressive and confident, he can be a major impact player in the league.
Here is Rubio following the three by the Lakers. Kicks it to Favors. Dishes it to Ingles. Shot clock at 5. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. From past the arc. Ball with the rebound. On defense, Utah. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
No passion on the defensive end. Didn't look completely engaged. Really need to lock in and be focused on these road games.
Now here's Gobert. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
Boy, sensational array of moves inside from Derek Favors. He is answering every challenge the defense throws his way.
Ball kicks to Caldwell Pope. Lopez passes to Kuzma. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. To the wing on the left. Pass the ball. Shoots over Rubio. Ball with the bucket. Ball's got his first 2 points.
And Ball is a gifted shooter, someone that excels at scoring the ball even when the coverage is tight.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Jazz lead by 1. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And Derek Favors known for his work ethic, and he talked about his focus on developing his skills.
I just want to get better. I just want to keep improving as a player throughout the year, just get better, keep making strides, and keep getting better in every aspect of my game.
Well, the desire is there, and sounds like the commitment that he's showing is to how far, Greg, you think he can go?
Well, you talk about desire and commitment, and then you throw in the fact that he has the talent that can be built upon and improved. One big factor will be injuries. That's the big X factor that determines so many more careers than desire. Talent and commitment, you need to stay on the court.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
I think one key is they've controlled the tempo so far, and I know it's early, but it helps to have this kind of lead.
They've got Gobert, Jonas Jerebko out there with Cephalosha. Then it's Ricky Rubio, and it's Mitchell in at the 2 spot. That's the group right now for Utah.
And you look back early in his career, Rudy Gobert, he kind of clogged things up just as much at the offensive end as he did defensively. And I tell you what, though, he's made significant strides, becoming much less of a liability on offense.
So it's Utah now, following the 3 by the Lakers. There's the pick. Now the pass to Rubio. The dish now to Mitchell. Over Hart. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Mitchell's got his first basket of the night. And Gobert last season with career highs in field goal percentage and free throw percentage.
And he averaged double figures for the first time in his career. If you ask me, he'll be a walking double-double in this league for a long time.
On up the court. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Utah shooting their first free throws of the night.
Two shots.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. He's perfect from the line this time. Lakers trail by 4. And here is Ingram. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. There's the pick. Lopez a screen. Here's Ball. They grab their own miss. Ingram. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Well, that's outstanding execution, Greg. You always want to get the last shot of the quarter, which is precisely what they did there.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's the Jazz up 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Ricky. Bench has always been an issue here. When they produce like they did in the first half, how does that help you?
It's amazing. That means like we have a deep bench, and then a lot of work from the staff, from the everybody of the team, like doing extra work and winning games.
Trying to change the culture around here. Thanks, Ricky. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Welcome, everybody, to the Halftime Show. I'm Ernie Johnson. The guy nodding over here is Kenny the Jet Smith. And the guy that's doing that is Shaquille O'Neal. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, your offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
Their defense has been practically non-existent. Sure, they faced a team that got hot. You can even say a bit lucky at times, but no one is stepping up on D and taking anything away. Have some pride. Don't let a guy shoot like that in your face.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, everyone. The light rail system here in Salt Lake City carrying people into the downtown area and to our game tonight. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. One trend we've seen, Doris, is the shift away from one primary ball handler toward a more collective approach. Do you think that change is here to stay?
Well, it'll be interesting. I do think the NBA is very much a copycat league. So you think back to the 90s and the slow down, grinded battles between the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks to now the pace and space offenses that is so much fun for us to watch. What's the next evolution? We saw the San Antonio Spurs play big. Is there a team that wants to reformulate the NBA, find success? As you know, everybody's trying to beat the champ, and right now the champ is all about pace and space and equal opportunity offense.
Indeed. Starting off the second half, here's Luke Walton's 5. Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Then it's Ball, then it's Brook Lopez, and it's Kuzma in at the power forward. Here's the screen. Out to the right wing. Unloads from 13. The shot, no good. And it's Utah the other way. They host the 76ers after this game. That'll be the second game of a 5-game homestand. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Feeds it to Favors. Makes it off the glass. Favors has got the lead up to 4 now for Utah.
Well, you love to see Derek Favors get these high-quality looks on the interior. How incredibly patient is this guy down on the block?
Now, here's Ball. Lopez a screen. Ingram passes to Kuzma. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Just 5 on the clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Gobert with the block.
An intimidating force who continues to wipe away shots with ease. Go to work, Rudy Gobert.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Jerebko's checked in for Gobert. Cephalosha comes in for Joe Ingles. Alec Burks checked in for Hood. And it's Mitchell in for Ricky Rubio. Julius Randle's checked in for Los Angeles. Clarkson comes in for Brandon Ingram.
Watch outside.
Here's Mitchell. And Jerebko has it in the corner. Here's Mitchell. Can't cash in from close range. The third quarter comes to a close. Jazz lead by 4. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Utah leading by 4. Mitchell is out there with Alec Burks. That's Thabo Sefolosha. And there's Jerebko. And it's Favors in at the center position. That's the group right now for Utah. Here's Mitchell. The Jazz working the ball around now. 5 on the clock. And good that time. Jerebko's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Utah.
Well, Burke showing he's more than just a scorer. Terrific pass to his teammate.
Burks against Clarkson. Well pulled with a wide open look. Misses the 3. And here's Utah. Favors dishes to Mitchell. Favors with the screen. There's the screen. It's stolen by Randall.
Can't waste a second now. And even then, there's still little chance.
No, exactly. They've got to act quickly. They don't have a ton of time to work with.
And here's Sefolosha for 3. Ball with the rebound. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Lopez a screen. 6 to shoot. Ball no good. This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Jerebko. Joe Ingles comes in for Sefolosha. Rodney Hood's checked in for Alec Burks. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Mitchell. And so they choose to intentionally foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Now, this is one of the most talked about international players ever, and I think Rubio just needs to stay healthy and keep working on that shot.
And the Lakers making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. And the Lakers call time here. They're behind by 8. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
I mean, it's iffy that there's enough time to even get a quick shot and a foul.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Derek Favors.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
And the former Blue Devil continues to enhance his offensive repertoire. Rodney Hood, a reliable two-way guard.
And he does get the second one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And the Lakers call time here. They trail by 7. 26 seconds left in the game. Here's Kuzma. Sinks it. And now they trail by just 4.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
You simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that puts them up by 5. 23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Lopez left side. Gobert with the block, and he recovers it. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Lopez, such calm demeanor in the face of extraordinary pressure. Go ahead, big fella.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. For 3, Caldwell Pope. The shot comes out. 18 that time from Hood. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
At the line for 2. On the first.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, that's going to do it. And the only chance they had was for him to miss those. Instead, he's absolutely perfect.
And so it's Utah with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Rudy. This is a defense-first team, and you picked it up in the second half. What changes did you make at the half?
I feel like we weren't focused in the first half defensively, and we just have to come back and communicate and just be focused, you know, and that's what we did.
Attention to detail, Rudy. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.